go ahead and hit record for the ones that are not with us, and we will get started. Okay, guys, my name's Christian Ollier. I'm the program director for Oklahoma Study Abroad. We've been the ones that have been communicating with you these past months as we get ready for the Costa Rica trip. If you have any questions at all, guys, you can write them down, and at the end of the short little presentation, we'll have a nice Q&A time for answering all your questions, absolutely everything. If you have a question that just can't wait, you'll have to turn on your speaker and just jump in and say, hey, Christian, I have a quick question, because I cannot see you. So, don't sit there with your hand up. I can't see you. So just jump in, let me know, and we'll be good to go. I'm going to go over the essential okay, good. We're still recording. I'm going to go over all of the essential items. So basically the flight schedules, the flight times, packing, pre-trip things that you need to take care of in the next couple weeks to make sure you're ready to go. Okay. And then afterwards, guys, like I said, we'll do Q&A, and then that will be it. We should be done 45 minutes tops. So first things first. Monday, May 16th, you need to be at the Will Rogers World Airport in Oklahoma City, okay? Your flight time is at 10:27, so you need to be at the airport at least 2 hours before departure, so 8:27 at the latest. I would recommend that you try to get there at 8 o'clock, so that way if you have any kind of problems with the vehicle on the way to the airport, or you sleep in accidentally, anything like that, you have a little bit of cushion built in there. So you can get there early, you can have a cup of coffee, grab a little breakfast, whatever you need to do, and you can be at ease, you can be relaxed. You don't want to rush the day that you're traveling, okay? Flying to Costa Rica, you're going to be going with American Airlines, and then flying back, you'll be coming back with United Airlines. So both airlines are providing flights. They're working together on this itinerary, okay? So if you look below here, it says reservation code American Airlines. These 6 letters will be your code that you'll provide the American Airlines attendant, and they will provide you your boarding passes, okay? Or if you don't want to go to the American Airlines counter, you can go to the self-kiosk, and you can put in those 6 letters, and your boarding passes will be printed right there, okay? You need those 6 letters and your passport. That's it, okay? And obviously your bag and all that, but to get your tickets, you just need those 6 letters and your passport, and you're good to go. On the way back with United Airlines, it'll be the same coming back from Costa Rica. The only difference is that before you go to check-in while you're in San Jose, you'll need to go and pay your departure tax, your $28 departure tax, okay? Basically, they say, thank you for coming to our beautiful country. We hope you had a great time. Now you need to pay us $28 so we can keep it beautiful for you in the future. And you can't get around that fee. Everybody has to pay it, and you'll need to pay that before you go and check in San Jose. Okay. Now flight time, guys. Oklahoma City Airport, 10:27. You're going down to Dallas-Fort Worth, and then from Dallas-Fort Worth, you'll fly into San Jose, and we will be waiting for you at the airport. Okay, so you'll just proceed through baggage and everything like that, baggage pickup, and you'll go straight through passport control, customs, and we'll be waiting outside for you. Whatever you do, don't go hop in random taxis and things like this. Just stay there until I find you or the local guides find you. We'll find you for sure. We're sitting there watching. Okay. After we pick you up at the airport, we'll go to the city center. We'll get checked in. We're staying at Costa Rica Backpackers. We'll get checked in there, and then we'll have our welcome dinner, program orientation. We'll talk about all the do's and don'ts while you're there, we'll get you comfortable with your new surroundings, and we'll have a very nice welcome dinner. It's going to be a great experience, guys. Now, coming back, we have an early flight on May 29th. I apologize, but this was the only flight that we could get our group on. It's at 6:30 in the morning, so we'll be at the airport at 4:30. So we'll be leaving very early at 4 a.m. to get to the airport. But the good news is that you're going to get back to Oklahoma City at 5 p.m., and then you can relax. You had an amazing adventure, and you're good to go. So guys, just remember Oklahoma City Airport, okay? Make sure you build in plenty of time before your flight so you do not have to stress. We'll be waiting for you in San Jose, okay? Now, this is entirely up to Professor Avota, but, depending on what time you arrive at the airport, you may just want to proceed through and get your tickets and proceed through security and meet at the gate. that might be easier for everyone. Or if you prefer, we can set the meeting location at the American Airlines counter. We'll decide on that at the end of the meeting, whatever works for the group leader, okay? Now, guys, very important. I want to talk to you about packing and about luggage, okay? I'm going to challenge you and I'm going to encourage you to carry your luggage on the plane with you. I want you to pack light and carry your stuff on the plane with you. The reason is because you're definitely, if you utilize the space that you're given on your carry-on with the compartment above your head, yeah, and you have the dimensions right here, and then the additional space under your seat for your smaller backpack, you can definitely fit 2 weeks worth of clothing in those bags. 2 weeks worth of clothing and 2 weeks worth of supplies, okay? I always carry my luggage on, and many times I'm going for 4 weeks, 6-week trips, sometimes longer, and I always carry my stuff on. You can do it too. Now, you're going to have many locations where you can do laundry and things like this throughout the trip. So I want you to carry your stuff on the plane with you when you're flying to Costa Rica. When you're coming home, check your bag on, no problem, okay? Because your bag's going to be packed full of coffee, full of chocolate, full of souvenirs and all this stuff. So check it on. If it arrives late, no problem. But we want to make sure that you arrive to San Jose knowing exactly where your luggage is, and we can get out of the airport quickly and we can start the adventure, okay? We don't want to take a chance of your luggage being sent to San Jose, California instead of San Jose, Costa Rica. So instead, carry your stuff on the plane with you and you're good to go, okay? Guys, before, just whatever you do, don't bring one of those big suitcases, those 6-month suitcases, okay? It's unnecessary. Now, if you want to bring a carry-on size suitcase with wheels or whatever, that's 100% okay, no problem. Just don't bring one of those huge ones. It won't fit, you'll have to check it on, and then it defeats the whole purpose of why we're carrying the bags on in the first place, okay? So coming over, pack light. You can bring an extra bag with you. You can put that inside of your bag, and then you can take that bag out and you can pack that full of coffee, chocolate, etc., and you can ship that back. You can check that back on the plane with you when you return. Okay, guys, these are the types of bags that that I like to use. Okay, personally, I don't use like the rolling bags. I like to have my backpack on my back or my sports bag on my side, right? So these are only suggestions, guys. You don't have to use bags like this. And before you go and buy a new bag, I highly recommend that you speak to your loved ones, speak to your family, speak to your brothers, your sisters, etc., and ask them, your friends, and ask them if you can borrow their bag before you have to go buy a bag. Okay? If your friends don't have any bags and you don't have a bag, you can go to stores like Ross, TJ Maxx, Target, Walmart, all these places, and you can get a sports bag for about $15, okay? You don't need an expensive backpacking bag unless you think that, hey, I'm really going to get into this. I want to keep doing this. I want to go do my own long adventure after. Then you might think about getting a backpacking bag. But before you do that, stick with what your friends can provide for free. So guys, you're going to need 2 bags, okay? You're going to need your bigger bag. That's going to keep all your main supplies in. And then you're going to need a smaller bag, like a day bag, okay? Something like that. This is what you'll take with you around the town. You'll keep your camera in there, your water bottle in there, your map. This is what you can take with you to the beach, these kinds of things. So you need a day pack, and then you need your main bag, okay? Sample packing list. Guys, we have compiled this packing list over 6 years of taking groups down to this part of the world, and each year we modify it. It's constantly evolving. This comes from recommendations of travelers and just whenever we realize, hey, that would have been a good idea. So this packing list is very, very thorough. If you do follow this list, you'll definitely be prepared for everything, okay? But these are only recommendations and suggestions. You decide what you would like to do. So you need to bring adequate clothing for, actually this is 14 days of travel, 14 days of travel. As I mentioned, guys, you will have possibilities to do laundry while you're down there. The weather's going to be pretty much 80 degrees every single day, okay? The weather's humid. You will be wet throughout the trip, either from whitewater rafting or from rain or from being in the ocean or from, you will be wet throughout the trip from hiking or whatever. So you need to bring quick, dry clothing, things that can dry easily, can dry quickly, okay? It'll be better for you in the long run. If you bring really thick thick clothing, heavy clothing that retains a lot of water, it will really never dry properly. Okay, so I recommend to bring quick dry clothing, light clothing. Remember, it's going to be 80 degrees. You're in the tropics, so bring things that will be comfortable for that climate. Okay. Shorts, t-shirts, tank tops, tops, swimsuits for sure. As I mentioned, guys, you're going to hot springs, you're going to waterfalls, you're going to the Caribbean and the Pacific, you're going whitewater rafting. You guys are doing a ton of stuff. You'll definitely need swimsuits. The ladies always recommend bringing as many swimsuits as possible. They recommend that to the other ladies. Guys, a couple pairs of swim trunks, 2 pairs of swim trunks, you're fine. Okay, so you wash one out, it's drying, you've got your other pair on. Okay, guys, you will need closed-toe shoes. They don't have to be fancy hiking boots. You don't have to go buy new hiking boots. You just need some type of shoes that have some type of tread on them. So that way when we're in the national parks and we're hiking, or you're in San Jose, for example, you want to wear closed-toed shoes, okay? It's just for your own safety, and it's definitely necessary, recommended. A lot of the hikes that we go on, if you don't have closed-toed shoes, we're not going to let you go on the hike just for your own safety, okay? So you need to bring a pair of closed-toed shoes. Again, you don't need to go buy new hiking boots, just something that has some tread on it that can keep you from slipping, okay? Guys, you're going to need to bring flip-flops. This is good for the beach. This is good for going around kind of the beach towns or around La Fortuna, for example, and also for showering, right, in the when we're staying in the hostels and stuff. Guys, if it's not my shower, I wear flip-flops. It's just good hygiene. So, when you're at your host family's house, it's for sure clean and everything like that. The hostels are also very clean, but whenever there's high traffic in shower areas, I like to wear flip-flops just for my own personal hygiene and, preferences. Okay, so I recommend to bring those. You'll also need some water shoes. If you don't mind wearing the same tennis shoes, then you don't need water shoes. But guys, you're going to be some examples of water shoes that might be good are like Tiva sandals or Chaco sandals. Or if you're on a budget, you can get for $5, you can get water shoes at Academy, those kind of mesh ones with the rubber sole on the bottom. You're going to need these for when you go to the waterfalls. You're going to need these for when you go whitewater rafting. Okay, so you can either bring your tennis shoes and wear them for everything, or bring a pair of water shoes. Like I said, you can get those for about $5. Okay. You're going to need a hat, a visor, some sunglasses, something to protect you from the sun, okay? Especially if you're fair-skinned, guys, the sun is no joke, okay? Especially in Costa Rica. We're a lot closer to the equator. It's much stronger than what you experience in Oklahoma or in Texas. The sun is very strong, and even if it's overcast, those UV rays are coming through. So you definitely want to bring something that can protect you from the sun, okay? Sleepwear. Guys, you need to bring appropriate clothing to sleep in, okay? You're going to be in shared rooms at the host families and also in the hostel, so bring something appropriate to wear. I highly recommend bringing a water-resistant jacket or poncho. As I mentioned, there will be rain typically every day. It's not a cold rain like we're used to. The rain is very nice and relaxing. Typically, the mornings from about 6 a.m. when the sun rises till around 1 p.m. are very, very clear, no rain. And then around 1 p.m., there's typically a shower that will go for about half an hour to 1 hour, and then it turns off, and you're good again till the evening around 6 p.m. when the sun goes down, and then it will probably rain throughout the night. That's why everything is alive. That's why it's so green and vibrant. That's why you're in the tropics. We are going to be visiting rainforest, etc. So there will be rainfall. But like I said, the rain is very relaxing. It's nice. It will definitely not. You will not miss anything during your trip because of the rain. Many times people get scared because they say, "Oh, well, that's the green season. It's going to rain every day, and we're not going to be able to do everything." No, you do absolutely everything like normal. And in my opinion, I prefer the green season to the dry season because of the dry season, it's just pure heat and pure sun. There's no clouds in the sky, so it's very intense. So this is quite nice. It's definitely a lot better than mid 90s or however warm it might be back in Oklahoma or in Texas. Okay. Guys, you need to bring and if you don't want to bring a water resistant jacket, you can bring a poncho. You can get those for like $1. Okay. If you don't mind wearing the poncho, go for it. Rock that colored poncho. In the evening, guys, you'll definitely have opportunities to go out and stuff like that. Costa Rica is very casual, okay? So don't bring anything too fancy. You definitely don't need like high heels or, too much bling or anything too fancy. Costa Rica is very, very casual, okay? Beach casual. So shorts, flip flops, tank tops, whatever you're wearing during the day, you can wear in the evening without a problem. Now, when we go to, when we have like our welcome dinner and, our farewell dinner and stuff like that, obviously, you don't need to wear anything too fancy at all, but you might have a different shirt than a tank top. That's just an example, okay? But if you do wear tank tops and swim trunks all the time, nobody will be offended. Absolutely not. Okay, it's very, very casual. You might need a jacket for the cooler evenings, especially in La Fortuna. We're at a higher altitude, so light, very light jacket. The lowest that it's going to get, guys, would be like 65, maybe 70, okay? So if that's cool for you, you might need a light jacket, okay? Some people, they're like, not a chance, definitely don't need a jacket for that. It's entirely up to you, okay? You're going to need dark, thin, long pants and long sleeve shirts. This is for the Sea Turtle Night Watch. You're not allowed to go on the hike if you don't wear a long shirt and long pants. Bring something light. As I said, guys, quick, dry, light stuff. The reason it needs to be dark and go all the way down is because the sea turtles, if it's too vibrant, if it's a neon colored, often it will scare the sea turtles away. And the fact, if a sea turtle is approaching and then goes back to the sea, you guys just missed something incredible, because it's not that common that you get to actually see them lay their eggs and go into nesting. And when you do see it, it's an incredible sight. It's an incredible occurrence. So you definitely don't want, your neon yellow shirt to be the reason why it went back to the sea. Okay. So dark and thin, long pants, long sleeve. Okay. Quick dry towel. When you're staying with your host families, towels will be provided, but I recommend also bringing an additional quick dry towel. This will be good when you're traveling around the country and stuff like that. Many of the places do provide towels, or they have towels for rent, but depending on the day, depending on the laundry, depending on how many guests there might be staying at the hotel at one time, they might not have towels. So it's good to have your own backup. The reason it needs to be quick dry, same reason, guys. It's going to get wet. Halfway through the trip, your towel might start to smell like mildew and wet dog, okay? If you bring a thick beach towel, it's definitely going to retain too much water, so bring something thin that can dry quickly, okay? We've already talked about day packs. You need to bring a day pack. Guys, you also need to bring a reusable water bottle. The water is potable in everywhere in the country that you're visiting. The tap water is 100% good and okay, except for Cahuita on the Caribbean coast. When we're on the Caribbean coast, we'll be providing you guys big jugs of water. Their systems aren't quite there yet, and many times travelers will get travelers diarrhea, etc., because they're not used to the bacteria. Okay, so you guys need to bring a reusable water bottle so you can fill up tap water, and you can fill up your reusable water bottle with the big jugs that we provide you while we're in Cahuita. Okay. Guys, very important. I highly recommend bringing like 2 gallon-size Ziploc bags, plastic Ziploc bags, because like I said, guys, you never know when it's going to rain, and you don't want your cell phone or your camera or whatever you have that's not waterproof. You do not want it to get ruined because there's so much rain that you get entirely soaked through, and then your journal or whatever you're keeping gets ruined. I've had this happen to me personally. I've had it happen to travelers. So we really stress bringing a couple of these gallon-size Ziploc bags and keeping your valuables, your electronic valuables or your journal, whatever you have, keep them inside of these while you're, backpacking around, hiking around, or whatever you might be doing, okay? You guys also, I recommend bringing a couple of plastic trash bags or old shopping bags. These are good for separating your wet clothes from your dry clothes, your dirty clothes from your clean clothes, okay? If you wear eyeglasses or contacts, bring an extra pair for sure. Sometimes they can be difficult to get within your prescription, okay? So definitely bring extras. Guys, if you have any type of motion sickness, you definitely need to bring some Dramamine, okay? The roads are very windy. There's a lot of stop-go, very windy roads. People who have motion sickness typically do have problems when they're using the transportation in Costa Rica. Additionally, we're going to be whitewater rafting, and we're also going to be, out on the water surfing, etc. So if you do have seasickness, motion sickness, anything like that, definitely bring some Dramamine. Additionally, guys, I highly recommend bringing some Imodium, some kind of anti-diarrheal. The reason is because anytime you're visiting a new country, a new location, you're going to be exposed to a lot of new bacteria that you're not used to. That doesn't mean that it's dirty in any way, right? Our food here has the same amount of bacteria, et cetera, in it, but we're used to it, right? So it's the same if a person from another country comes to the States and eats something, they might get a little bit of traveler's diarrhea, okay? And that's common. That's very common. So bring some kind of Imodium or whatever, and so if we do have a 3-hour bus ride, you can at least prevent any kind of, or try to prevent any kinds of problems, okay? But obviously you want to let it pass through you. So yeah, we'll give you lots of advice on that. Guys, also, Tylenol, allergy medication, whatever, it needs to be in its original bottle, okay? You cannot bring a bag full of random pills. They're not going to let you, okay? So make sure everything's in its original bottle. You're good to go. Now, guys, very important. Since we're going to be carrying our bags on the plane while we're flying to Costa Rica, you definitely need to have travel-sized toiletries, okay? They're not going to let you bring any bottles that are over 3.4 ounces, okay? They're going to give you a quart-sized bag, and within that quart-sized bag, you can put as many 3.4 ounces as you can stuff, okay? Typically, it's about 10 of them, okay? Now, my personal recommendation for supplies to bring down to Costa Rica inside of your quart-sized bag is sunscreen, aloe vera, insect repellent, DEET bug spray in a pump bottle, not an aerosol can. And those would be my first 3 things to pack as much as possible. The reason is because these items are much more expensive in Costa Rica than they are in the States, okay? A lot of fair-skinned tourists and travelers come down there, they get sunburned, and they say, hey, these guys are sunburned. We can charge a little bit more money for these supplies, okay? So typically, guys, it's about 2 to 3 times more expensive sunscreen, aloe vera, and insect repellent, okay? So I would pack those first, and then with the leftover room, that's when you can do your shampoo, your body wash, your lotion, your toothpaste, these other things, okay? Now, guys, you're going to be able to get all that stuff there for for affordable prices. Toothpaste, shampoo, body wash, that's all cheap. But the other stuff, the sunscreen, the aloe vera, the bug spray, that stuff's marked up, okay? So make your priorities there. Guys, I don't care how tan you get in Oklahoma or in the summers, how brown you might get or whatever. You definitely need to apply lots and lots of sunscreen while you're in Costa Rica, especially when you're on the beaches, but not more or less every single day. Okay, wherever you are, even if you're in San Jose, the sun is very strong. If you're fair skinned, you definitely need to be using 50. If you have more of an olive skin tone and you can handle more sun, then 35. But 35 is the minimum, really, because you will get burned. I promise you. No matter how dark you get, you will get burned there. The ticos, they stay out of the sun as much as possible. You will not see, if you go to the beach, you will not see the ticos laying out in the sun. They're typically hanging out under the palm trees in the shade. Typically the only people that you see laying out in the sun are tourists, and then you see them later that evening, and they're as bright red like a lobster. So definitely, really, really be careful in the sun, and we'll be reminding you constantly to stay hydrated, to put on sunscreen, to reapply bug spray, etc. We'll be reminding you of all this. So hopefully that won't become patronizing or annoying, and you'll understand why we're doing that. We want to try to prevent, keep your health. Guys, you definitely need to bring a camera. Costa Rica is absolutely beautiful. There's going to be lots of opportunities for great photos and videos. Waterproof type is obviously recommended because it's going to be wet, but you don't need to go buy a waterproof camera just for this trip, okay? The staff will be taking a lot of photos for you guys, a lot of videos for you guys, so don't feel like you need to go buy a brand new camera, okay? You need a padlock or a combo lock, just a little small one. This is to lock your lockers whenever we're staying in the hostels and the guest house and things like this. You'll have your own little locker, okay? In the rooms that we'll be staying are only people from our program, so the girls will be in a room, the guys will be in a room, and you're with travelers that you know. But just for extra precaution, extra safety, it's always good to lock up your valuables. Okay, always. Now, when we're speaking of valuables, guys, please don't bring down. Try to prevent what you bring down. Speak in that is valuable. Okay, um, you know, make a decision before the trip when you're looking at what you're packing and say, hey, if I lose this on the trip or this becomes damaged, is it going to mess up my trip in any way? And if the answer is yes, then leave it at home. Okay. Now, obviously, you're going to want to take pictures, you're going to take video, you're going to want something that you can get on the Wi-Fi with, or, these kinds of things. So, you're probably going to end up bringing your smartphone with you. Okay. But guys, in Costa Rica, you don't have to worry about physical crime, okay? Like, the people are extremely friendly. You don't have to worry about, being physically assaulted or anything like that. But you do need to worry about petty crime, okay? If you leave your phone on the table or your expensive camera on the table or your iPod or whatever, if you leave that laying out and you walk away and you go to the restroom, 9 out of 10 times, that's not going to be on the table when you get back, okay? Because there is a lot of poverty, and that device, whatever it is, can go and feed a family for quite some time, for a few weeks at least. So definitely you need to watch your belongings while you're down there. The easiest way to do that is to just not bring unnecessary valuables. So leave the jewelry at home, leave your I'm not sure if you guys will have to if you're like going to be doing laptop assignments and things like that. But I would recommend, if you're not doing that, definitely don't bring down your laptop, okay? Instead, have your phone or your tablet or whatever that you can access the Wi-Fi, but try to really prevent what you bring down. Additionally, if it doesn't get, if something isn't pickpocketed, it may get ruined by the rain, okay? Or, just the general humidity. So try to prevent how much valuables you bring down, okay? Obviously, guys, you're going to need your passport. If you don't have your passport yet, you need to go first thing on Monday, and you're going to have to pay to get it expedited. It's probably going to be like, maybe double the cost, maybe $250 or whatever to get it sped up. I'm not sure. I already have my passport. I know that a passport costs $120. I do not know what it costs to expedite a passport. You can find that online. The county clerk, a lot of post offices also have it as well. But if you don't have a passport, take care of it first thing on Monday morning. Okay. Now, guys, I highly recommend that you travel with a debit card. Okay. ATM debit card. Please, please, please don't bring down all of your spending money in U.S. cash, hoping to exchange it, and you have all this cash on you. It's not a good idea for two reasons. One, again, you might get pickpocketed, or you might just be careless with it and misplace it, and your money's gone. All of your spending money's gone. Instead, what you want to do is you want to bring a debit card and possibly a backup debit card or a credit card, okay? And you want to withdraw local colones directly from the ATM, okay? There will be a small international transaction. Typically, it's anywhere from $3 to $5. Now, some banks won't charge you for that. Some banks will reimburse you for that. First Fidelity Bank is one bank in Oklahoma City. That's one example. Check with your bank about international transactions with withdrawal fees from ATMs. And you may find out that your bank doesn't charge you. But again, guys, this is a much safer way for you to travel. You have your debit card. You go to the ATM. You withdraw local colones. You're good to go, okay? If you do bring down some U.S. cash, I would limit it to $100. You can use U.S. money while you're in Costa Rica. They do accept it. The current exchange rate is 550 colones for $1 US, okay? That might seem like, oh my gosh, a lot, but you're looking at a nice casado, a typical Costa Rican dish, will cost you, typically 2,500 to if it's with fish, it might be 3,000 colones. So about $6, $5 to $6 for a really nice, healthy, typical meal. Okay. So 550 for $1. You guys can find that all online. I'm sending you the links to all that, so you're good to go. Travel checklist, guys. I'm going to send you an email after the meeting. At the latest, you'll have it tomorrow morning. In that email, I'll have a couple attachments. One is your medical form, and one is your release form, okay? In addition to that, I'll also have all of these materials that I'm covered right now. That will be in a PDF. And you'll also have the link to the YouTube orientation video that we're recording right now, okay? I need you to fill out your medical form and send that to me and all the other forms. Very easy, simple instructions. The reason is, guys, is we have to have these forms because if something happens to you on the trip, when you're unconscious, for example, and we take you to the hospital, we need to know if you are allergic to any medications. We need to know about any pre-existing conditions, etc. Okay, this is 100% confidential. This will be destroyed after the trip, and also it will only be we'll only observe it, look at it, etc. In the case of an emergency. Okay. So additionally, guys, this is requested for your host families as well. We need to know about all of these things. Okay. Passport. We've already talked about that. Guys, very important. You need to notify your bank that you're going to be out of the country from May 16th to 29th. Okay. Very, very important. Make sure that they put a note on your account. Make sure to call them and please do this. Okay. Otherwise, they will freeze your card and then you're going to have to make an international call. And you're going to have to tell your bank that you're in Costa Rica. Why'd you freeze my card? And they're going to say, oh, well, we thought that it was fraud, blah, blah, blah. Take care of it now so that way you don't have any issues while you're down there. Guys, you need a ride to and from the airport, the day of departure and the day that you return. Like I said, debit card, backup debit card, or a debit card and a credit card. Guys, you need to bring adequate money for the trip. Most of your dinners are already included. Tons of activities are included. You guys are going to have a ton of fun, but there's probably going to be some other things that you want to do. So you need to bring 200 to 300, something like that. I've had travelers do it for less. I've had travelers do it for $100. But bring somewhere in that range and to cover your additional meals, your souvenirs, and your spending. Okay. Now, obviously, this completely depends on your spending habits. Okay. If you're going and you're getting, fancy cocktails and things like this every evening, then your bill's is gonna be, might be bigger than this. But if you're eating local good food and you're getting, fruit drinks and things like this, and you're having the occasional beer or whatever, then you can definitely keep it within that range. Okay. And I can, if you guys are on a strict budget, send me an email and I will give you tons of advice on how to do Costa Rica on the cheap. And I'm a very frugal traveler. I was a student traveler. I still am a budget traveler. So I definitely know what it's like to travel on a budget. I can give you guys lots of advice. If you are on a strict budget, just let me know. Okay. Guys, you need to bring your trip materials for the professor, whatever those might be. Make sure you bring your materials. We've already talked about packing. Make sure that it's within the airline regulations. And then you want to provide the contact information on the last page right here. You want to provide this to your loved ones, okay? Now, upon arrival, when we pick you up, we'll do another on-ground briefing. We'll talk about the do's and don'ts, et cetera. Remind you of a couple things to watch out for and things to keep in mind while you're traveling here. And we'll also provide you like emergency numbers, my number, the guide's numbers, etc. So that way, if you have any issues, you guys know how to take care of it. Okay, you know who to contact, who to call. Now, guys, right here I have your flight confirmations. Okay, don't worry where it says pending. That the airline takes care of that on the day of departure. That'll be your e-ticket number. All you need are the reference codes on the first page of this PDF, okay? Make sure, guys, that you check your names for me and check your dates of birth, okay? You don't need to do that right now. Check it over the weekend. Email me back. Let me know that it's okay, so that way we don't have any surprises while we're trying to get on the airplane. That can be a nightmare. So take care of that beforehand, okay? Now, guys, that's everything from me. Now what I want to do is I want to open it up to Q&A. So if you've had questions brewing, anything that I missed that we need to talk about, whatever, now is the time to talk about that. Okay? So if you have any questions, you're going to need to turn on your speaker, your microphone, so I can hear you. And then let's go from there. So I am ready. Go ahead and bring on the questions. I know there's got to be at least one question out there. All right, I'm going to wait for you guys to turn on your phones and stuff. I know there's got to be a couple questions. Jessica, you have a question?
Yeah. In regards to the tennis shoes, for the hiking shoes, so tennis shoes would not be the same as hiking shoes. Is that correct?
Right, guys. Tennis shoes are fine for hiking. Is just make sure that there's some tread there. Also, remember that whatever shoes you are going hiking in, they're probably going to get quite muddy. So keep that in mind,
Yeah.
okay? Depending on what shoes you bring.
Yes. In regards to the luggage, the terrain in some areas is rolling suitcases.
Sorry, is there any way can you
They
stand?
cannot roll. Is that correct?
Right, yeah. Can you guys stand a little bit closer to the microphone with the questions? I could barely hear you.
Yes, like if you bring, let me turn it down
Yeah, turn off the main computer speaker. There we go. Much better.
like if you bring a small rolling suitcases, in many areas we don't have
The gravel,
sidewalks, and
right.
then the terrain is rough, so the suitcase will not roll. Is that correct?
It depends on the area that we're visiting. This is true in Kawita. Yeah, there will be like dirt roads, so like your wheels may not move like you want them to move. Yeah, so like that's why like a backpack
Turn my
might be
volume
better.
off.
But if you do have any kind of back conditions or whatever, and you need to have a rolling bag, then you'll be okay. We'll figure out a way to do it.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys? No questions about host families, anything like that?
Or those families, yes. If you can later on provide us with the name of the host families or a phone number for
Yep,
emergencies, because I
100%.
think for the risk management in here we have to leave the names and the phone
All the
numbers and the address where the students are going to be staying.
Yeah, guys, I will have pictures, names, etc., all that good stuff about your host families. We will have that next week, okay? So all
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff.
fine.
Yeah.
As long as we can leave some information because it's requested by the college.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And also we want to provide it to you guys as well. Yes, we'll definitely provide you all of that. That should be next week.
The travel insurance, I know here OCCC requires that all students have a travel insurance. Can they purchase that in Costa Rica, or should you suggest that needs to be purchased here, right?
Yeah, guys, I would recommend that you purchase that here. The reason is I can take you to that. We can go while we're in San Jose to the EANS to the insurance, but it can take a very long time. There's some very affordable travel insurance options that I'll send you guys. I know of one that's only $1. It's $1.65 per day. Okay,
Yes.
there's for students. There's some that are like $2 per day. So we'll send you all of that. We'll send you links to that, and you can get that. And then also, I believe OCCC should have a special deal with a travel insurance provider. I'll double check that for
Yes.
you. And
Yes. Yes.
if they do have that special deal, then that might be the one that you want to go with. But I'll send you multiple options.
Yes, because the OCCC requires that they have health insurance within the United States, and then that they have a type of travel insurance while they're traveling. So that's a
Yep.
policy of the college, and I have to provide that information to student services.
Great, guys. So we'll send this in the reminder, but you guys, we're going to need to know if you do have health insurance domestically. We're going to need you to send us that information, okay? And then also Eventually, you need some kind of international travelers insurance. We'll send you the links to that as well, and then yeah, you just take care of enrolling for that.
Okay.
Good.
Yes, good. You've been very thorough, and I don't know if you have any other questions, Jessica or Betty. Maybe some questions may arise later on. We can always send you an email. Is that correct?
Always, always, yeah, guys. The quickest way, the fastest way is to just send me an email, and I'll send you a response within a day, typically within 24 hours. So yeah, if you guys have any questions that pop up that you haven't thought about right now, then just send them over to me. Guys, you're gonna have an incredible time. It's going to be an amazing experience for you. You're going to love the Costa Rican people. The Ticos are very, very, very friendly. You absolutely love it. You're in great hands. Our guides are very experienced. It's going to be a great trip. You're going to see a lot of the country. You're going to learn a lot. You're really going to learn a lot. And obviously, it's a great opportunity to practice your Spanish as well. So
Mhm.
the guides will speak with you in Spanish to your. They're bilingual, so they'll speak to you in Spanish to your level. So if you're elementary and you're still like, you just know the very, very basics, not a problem. You'll definitely leave knowing more. That's guaranteed.
More.
You'll
Yes,
definitely
absolutely.
leave knowing more.
You're
If you're
gonna
advanced,
hear Spanish morning, afternoon, and evening that they were gonna dream in Spanish.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's very true. And also if you if you I forgot what I was going to say, but I was going to say, yeah, even if you're advanced in Spanish, you'll definitely leave higher at a higher level than prior to the trip. That's for sure. Also, guys, speaking on things that are going to improve just from this trip, I bet you that you'll leave Costa Rica healthier than before the trip. I bet you that. It's very,
Yes.
it's very active. You're doing a lot of great stuff. The food is very, very healthy. The majority of the times it's organic as well. There's lots of great exotic fruits that have numerous health benefits that you're going to learn all about. And most importantly, the mentality. Okay, one thing you have to learn on this trip is pura vida. Okay, that is the national slogan. That is the motto. So that means pure life, guys. That's pure life with their health, and that's also pure life with their mentality. Okay, some of the most positive people, I promise you, on the planet that you guys are going to meet. Very, very beautiful, positive people. They love what they have. They love their country. They protect their country. So it's a very beautiful thing, and you're going to experience that firsthand. So yeah, it's going to be a great experience. Um,
Yes. Have one more question. Since we'll be staying with a host family,
uh-huh.
what would be appropriate to bring like a small gift to the family, something
Yeah,
small
yeah.
token? What would be something appropriate for ticos?
Guys, that is a great question. Excellent suggestion as well. And I'm sorry I didn't mention that. I'm gonna make a note so I include that next time. A gift for the host family. Very, very great. They will be so happy to receive just a little gift. Guys, what I would recommend, like an appropriate gift, something cool would be bring something from Oklahoma. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
bring something from. It may be a Thunder basketball T-shirt, for example. It might have something to do with Native Americans. It may anything
Yeah.
that is, uh, you know, symbolic of where you're from. I think that's a really
Mm-hmm.
great gift to give to people that are hosting you. I think that's a great gift, and you guys will see that even with only staying with your families for a week, you'll see that they'll probably cry when they say goodbye to you. That's how genuine and beautiful the people are. They will care for you like you are one of theirs. Okay, that's for sure. The Ticos are like that. They'll absolutely give you everything they have. So yeah, I think a nice gift would be bring something that's symbolic of where you're from and what you're about, and share a little bit of your culture with them as well. Obviously you're there to learn about their culture, but for sure you also want to share with conversation, and you want to share about your culture as well. It's also a learning experience for them. So yeah, I think that would be the best gift that you could give would be something from Oklahoma.
Yes. Then when you tell us about the families, you will let us know if they have small children or they're adults. So if we buy
Absolutely.
undershirts, we know what size.
Of course, yes, yes, yes. And I will request that extra information for you guys as well. And I'm going to take care of this first thing. Like we should have all this information next week. So I'll take care of getting all that to you guys at least 2 weeks before your trip, so you have adequate time to get a couple things. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
obviously,
Yes.
guys, this isn't mandatory. You don't have to bring a gift. Obviously, it's not mandatory at all, but it's just it's a good suggestion recommendation of something
It's
that
like a
people do.
break the ice. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you're gonna be staying in a stranger's house, and it's kind of like, breaking the ice or like a warm-up activity.
yeah,
Make them feel it. Hmm.
yeah, guys. While we're talking about that, I want to talk to you as well as like what you can expect in the house. Okay, because I've stayed with host families in Costa Rica before, so I can speak from experience on this. Okay, so let's talk about food first, cuisine, okay? I want you guys to do a little bit of research before the trip. I want you to read a little bit about Costa Rica, a little bit about the recent history or the past or whatever, and also about the cuisine and the culture and stuff. So that way you already know a few things when you go there.
Yeah.
But I can tell you
And,
what
and
you'll typically
sorry to
what.
interrupt you. That information, I'm posting it in Moodle, so I already posted something so that if they're enrolled in the course, they can read that information
Right,
about, what are the customs, what they eat, some of the Spanish words they use in Costa Rica.
of
Some are
course.
new for me.
Oh, also great. That's good. That's exciting. Yeah, guys. So just give you an idea of what you'll have for breakfast in the morning. Okay. Typically, a tico breakfast is what they call gallo pinto, which is black beans, rice. They'll either do scrambled eggs or they'll do fried eggs. There'll be avocado. There'll be some sour cream, some natilla, some typically there'll be a nice piece of like a nice piece of cheese like Turrialba cheese. It's a region there, and then there'll be coffee or juice. So it's an amazing breakfast. Okay, that's a typical breakfast in the morning. So you've got your plantain, you've got your eggs, you've got your black beans and rice, you've got your avocado, you have your coffee and or your fresh juice. This is a typical breakfast. Okay. Now, obviously, I think I would recommend for you guys, unless you have food allergies, which I know that there are some, I would recommend for you guys to eat typical for the duration of your trip, okay? Give it a shot. Give it a go. They cook really well. There's a lot of flavor. You guys will really, really like it, okay? Um, and then, for dinner, it's typically a casado, kind of what I mentioned earlier. So you'll have black beans and rice again. You'll have a salad. You'll have plantains. You'll have your choice of meat, which might be chicken or beefsteak or fish or like pork. Or they might make ceviche, or some families they might do tamales, or some families they might make a nice soup for you. It'll be different every day, but you can be confident in one thing: you will have rice and beans or beans and rice multiple times in one day. Okay, that's for sure. So by the end of the trip, you guys will love the tico rice and beans for sure. It's very very good. But yeah, those are the typical dishes, guys. In most of the homes you'll have typically about two bedrooms, one living room, a kitchen, a backyard area. Nice and simple, nothing too big, nothing too lavish, nice and simple, clean, homey, nice, exactly what you need in a family. Yeah. Yeah, not every host family will have Wi-Fi, but there are internet cafes. There are places that we'll show you when we get to La Fortuna where you can use the Wi-Fi. The hostels and things like this that we'll be staying on the Caribbean and Pacific, they do have Wi-Fi. Okay. But yeah, sometimes it's good to be disconnected a little bit from the what's happening at home and the social media and stuff like that. Sometimes it's good to be disconnected. from that. Okay?
You have WhatsApp?
Yeah,
Do you
WhatsApp.
have WhatsApp?
I believe you're saying WhatsApp, and yes, I do have WhatsApp.
Yeah, and I suggest that to students because that's usually when I travel overseas, that's what I use to text
Yeah,
the WhatsApp.
yeah. Exactly.
And
And now,
it's very popular in Latin America.
oh yeah, WhatsApp is very, very popular, and guys, it's a great solution. What I would recommend for you guys, if you like to be connected to the internet, the majority of the day, what I would suggest for you to do, and we can help you with this, we will go buy a local SIM card. Okay, so you need to make sure that your phone is unlocked. We'll go buy a Costa Rican SIM card, and then you'll have a local number. Awesome. You can call your host family. You can call your guides. You can call whoever because you have a local number. And also, you can have data on your SIM card. Yeah. And that way you can be connected. It might be 3G, but you're still connected. Okay. And you can have data and you can use WhatsApp and everything like this. And with WhatsApp, basically, guys, you'll use your number that you have at home, but you'll register that with the application WhatsApp. And then if you have data or you're connected to the Wi-Fi while you're in Costa Rica, your family, your loved ones can call your number that they would normally call back home, and your phone will ring. Okay, that's how it works. Or they can text you, or you can leave voice messages on it. Yeah, there's different options. But yeah, so if you have any questions about that, guys, let me know. I'll send you a dozen different options that is very similar to WhatsApp. You have Viber, you have Skype, you have FaceTime, you have Facebook call, you have there's Google Talk. There's seriously lots and lots. Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
No. Do you have any questions? No, not at this moment.
Okay.
I think you have answered most of our questions. I'm sure maybe another question will come up and
For
we'll
sure.
send you an email.
Yes, anytime, guys. Never hesitate to contact me. That's what I'm here for. Guys, thank you so much for meeting with me. Go have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. And I will send you this information first thing in the morning. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys on May 16th in San Jose.
Awesome.
I'll be waiting for you.
Awesome. Great.
All right. Very good, guys. Have a good weekend, and thank you again.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Hasta luego, chicos.
Adios.